If there was ever a day that you considered unsubscribing to my channel, or perhaps even subscribing to my channel, today's the day, because I'm gonna give you a reason why. Folks, if everybody's talking about this now on YouTube and everywhere, and all the chaos that's happening in the United States, and I gotta tell you, it is absolutely infuriating to see what the heck is going on. And it's not that I'm a pro-Trump or pro-anybody guy. If anything, if I'm for anything, I am for the Constitution of the United States. It is the basic foundation, the basic building blocks of a country. And to see what's going on right now in all these cities, and let me tell you, this is going to come on the 14th. Oh, everybody's organized now. I have been for the last 2 years, I don't know how long now, but I have been trying to call people out, tell them, hey, if you keep going down this path, you keep allowing this stuff to go on, here's what's going to happen. Well, folks, day of reckoning on the 14th, it is coming. Now, let me tell you something. As far as I am concerned, let me just cite a few things that I'm seeing right now, if you haven't already seen this. Folks, they're seeing pallets of bricks showing up. You're seeing gas masks being delivered to these rioters, these organizations that are trying to get together. That you know, as far as I am concerned, it is treasonous what is happening right now. But you know, look, I don't know what to say. It's like I kept talking to people. Well, you know, Mr. Police Officer, whoever, if you want to keep going down this path and allowing these illegal immigrants to come into the country, well, here's what's going to happen. And there may not be a dollar left. You know, I have to do it for my pension. I have to do it for to keep, you know, I got to pay the bills and all like that. Well, the fact of the matter is they may be squatting in your house right now. So, folks, where did you think it was going to go? All right. I want to address this because this is very critical. We're in a real tipping point or a turning point in the United States right now. And I want to remind everybody, I doubt a lot of people know this, but in the U.S. Constitution, there actually is an area within it that talks about treason, specifically treason. And it's actually the only law that is specifically really in the Constitution about what constitutes treason to begin with and what the penalties actually are. So I just wanted to go down that path and let me show you something, because the thing is, now granted, honestly, I don't think anything's going to be done about this, but I want you to see, what does the Constitution actually say about this? The Constitution specifically identifies what constitutes treason against the United States and, importantly, limits the offense of treason to only two types of conduct. One, levying war against the United States, and two, adhering to the enemies of the United States, and this is the important part, giving them aid and comfort. Although there have been not many treason prosecutions in American history, indeed, only one person has been indicted for treason since 1954, which I doubt you knew that. I knew that. Thank you, my history teacher back in college. The Supreme Court has had occasion to further define what each type of treason entails. And of course, this is where the rubber meets the road. It gets really, look, it's one of those things that you got to understand. They've got to really define this, because here's the tipping point. Merely to conspire to subvert by force the government of our country by recruiting troops, it's not enough. However, and procuring maps, drawing plans, conspiring to levy war is distinct from actually levying war. And that is really the important part. Well, folks, what do we actually see going on in the streets of LA? And now it's going to take over the whole entire country. Folks, it goes on here. Rather, a person could be convicted of treason for levying war only if there was, here it is, this is the important part, actual assemblage of men for the purpose of executing a treasonable design. That's a really distinct point here, because really what it comes down to, and it's not even so much, I'm not even saying that the people who are actually going out there and peacefully protesting, as some of these people want to tell you. They're really not the people that I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is the George Soroses and all the other, globalists who are putting the money behind this, because that then falls under the idea of giving them aid and comfort. Well, they're definitely giving them aid. And this further goes on to even explain, and this is really the differentiation between this. A citizen intellectually or emotionally may favor the enemy and harbor sympathies or convictions disloyal to the country's policy or interest. But so long as he commits no act of aid and comfort to the enemy, there is no treason. Agree completely. But now it comes down to the point, and I hope Pam Bondi goes after these people. Follow the money. Who's dropping off the bricks? Follow that chain up the line and go right to the top. Who is that person? And just so you know, and the U.S. Constitution does specify, what the penalty actually is here. Folks, it is death. It is absolute death. If you were going to go against a country like this, yes, and dismantle, I mean, because it's... there's so many repercussions that come from this sort of act. It needs to be nipped in the bud. It's a cancer. And this has been a cancer that has been growing for decades. Now, biblically speaking, yes, I am going to tie the Bible into this, because Matthew 24 does talk about this, where it is basically ethnos against ethnos, ethnic diversity against ethnic diversity. That's kind of what's happening here. But we're expecting all of this. That doesn't mean, though, and this is the point, you don't let it happen. Well, let me tell you, folks, today I was reminded of why I lived in Florida for 20 years. I was sent a video today. You guys got to see this. And give this guy some credit here for having the cojones to basically set the record straight of how this is going to be treated and dealt with in Florida. And let me tell you, it needs to be like this all around the country. Because, look, if something isn't done now, I'm going to go back to my whole escape from New York idea that I said, about a year or two ago, where basically you want to do all this crazy stuff, you want to be a lefty and do all this nut stuff, fine, we're going to stick you in Oregon, we're going to stick a big wall around the whole state, and you can have at it, and we'll check back in with you in a couple of years and see how you're going. It might just come down to sticking a big fence around Los Angeles. Anyway, I digress. Watch this video here. You got to see this.
So I'm gonna break it down for you. All right. And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
I'm glad to see somebody finally taking a really, really strong stance. Now, as Christians, what should we be doing in this moment? Well, first off, don't go participating in any of this stuff. That is number one. Steer clear, let law enforcement handle this kind of thing. But look, if you see opportunities to spread the gospel, because that's really our job, in everything that's going on. As much as I get all fired up with this kind of thing, and I am very patriotic for the United States, I am for Australia as well. I've been here 16 years. And it behooves me sometimes that people don't stand up for the country, but that's a whole other kettle of fish here. Yeah, kettle of fish. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is pick your moments. Don't engage in any, if you see somebody is, confrontational against you and wants to get involved with all of this, just steer clear. Don't get involved with any of this stuff. And the last thing I do believe we do need to be doing is praying for the country, praying for your law enforcement, and praying for your leaders. And that actually is just scriptural. That's biblical. We should be doing that at all times. Okay, folks, we're heading into the weekend, and that is my word of the day. Oh, boy. It's going to be kind of crazy. Just so you know, too, we've got a couple of things coming up here. If you didn't know already that we do these Zoom calls where all, people join together and we all talk on the Mighty Right channel, Zoom call and all like that. We have special guest Mondo Gonzalez actually coming up here in the near future in the next, I think, 2 weeks and all. Anyway, you get the information right there at themightyright.com. And if you want to join, it's free to join. You just have to click on the link and have Zoom already downloaded. You can join, and we're just going to basically be talking about all things biblical and hopefully no more of this stuff, because this is just nuts. Anyway, that's it, folks. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you all on the other side next time.